Hello Heartland fans, welcome back to the channel. Today we've got something special to talk about. Graham Wardle recently dropped a podcast with none other than the lovely Amber Marshall. And let me tell you, it's been a long wait. I know I've been caught up in the latest season of Heartland, but today we're diving deep into the podcast and unpacking all the goodness. The first thing that struck me about the podcast was the incredible chemistry between Graham and Amber. Watching them, you could feel this friendly connection. They were super chill, looked genuinely happy, and of course, calm while chatting away. But did anyone else notice that Graham seemed more focused on making it a successful podcast rather than just having fun with his friend? Now, let's talk about Heartland. Wardle delves into Amber's connection with the show, which has become a massive part of her life. Through this podcast, we learn more about Amber Marshall and her profound love for Heartland. Graham mainly centered the conversation around nature and Heartland. What struck me was when he asked Amber about the unique perspective she has as both a viewer and a participant in the show. It's like watching it with a whole new set of eyes. One thing that caught my attention was when Amber shared how she sometimes gets surprised by the outcome of certain scenes. Watching the show as a cast member and then as a viewer afterward brings a whole new layer of experience. She particularly loves the scenes with horses because, let's face it, they're not actors, and the animal interactions happen naturally, making the show even more authentic. Did you know that Amber had no idea Heartland would go on for this long? She initially thought it would only last a couple of years. Well, joke's on her, and here we are in the 17th season. In the podcast, she reflects on her decision to move to Alberta after falling in love with the project. It's fascinating how life unfolds. She shares childhood stories like playing with stuffed animals and creating her own jungle with her mom's plants. It seems she was always destined to be surrounded by nature and animals. What I find truly inspiring is that Amber knew what she wanted from life even as a little girl. She followed her instincts and dreams. In the podcast, she talks about taking care of a squirrel when her friends were disgusted by it. That early passion for animals stuck with her, and now she's living a life surrounded by them. It's a lesson for all of us to be more aware of our passions and follow our dreams. Graham sums up Amber's life by suggesting that she looks to nature for lessons. Nature reflects back to her, guiding her on how to live her life. It's like nature became her life coach, and she listens to her heart and Mother Nature for advice. This might just be why she's still in Heartland after all these years. It's a safe space where she can be herself and relish every moment. So, what are your thoughts on the podcast? How about Amber Marshall and her journey? Do you think Graham Wardle was too focused on the podcast, or was it perfect balance? Let's discuss all things Heartland in the comments below.